Hey everyone, finished watching the next episode of Beetleborgs Space Case. This episode on the DVD set is one of the only ones to retain its Today On segment. No idea why, but it's bizarre to see it in such high quality.
Next on Saban's Big Bad Beetleborgs.
The Magnivores are off screwing around when they see an alien spaceship land. Two aliens exit the craft and assume human disguises. The Magnivores go to harass them. Noxic steals one of their recording devices and feeds it to Typhus. They try to take the aliens to Vexor, but the aliens pull out weapons that stun the villains and lead them to retreat. The aliens then set their sights on the nearest structure, Hillhurst. The aliens head inside and tell the monsters that they want to observe their lifestyle. Flabber asks where they're from, and they look to Count Fangula's Transylvania newspaper and say they're from Transylvania. Fangula thinks they must be reporters. The monsters all get excited and insist on giving the aliens a tour of the house. The kids, meanwhile, are hanging out at Zoom Comics when suddenly weird things start happening. Electronics act up and malfunction, and their Beetle Bonders appear without being summoned. They go to ask Flabber if he knows what's going on. Flabber tells them it must have been an electromagnetic disturbance. The aliens watch the monsters all do weird things and assume Earthlings must be strange. The aliens plan on abducting the monsters for further study. The kids try to stop them using their powers, but suddenly the Magnivores burst in, and the aliens decide to take them too. The kids transform and fight the aliens. Ghoulam helps. They get their weapon away, and Flabber zaps them away. The Magnivores retreat, but call the jet fighters to destroy the aliens' ship. The Beetleborgs go to stop them. They defeat the jet fighters and return to Hillhurst. The aliens say they no longer want to study Earth. It's too weird. This is a really fun episode. Interestingly, the kids, the titular Beetleborgs, barely feature in it. I could totally see this episode working in a show purely about the Hillhurst monsters. I'm curious how it would work. The aliens have two forms each. They start out as green and lizard-like, then turn into oddly pale humans with plastic hair. They each gain a new uniform with their human disguises, a sparkly silver bodysuit with orange on the chest, wrists, and neck. They also have big boots for some reason. And then they also put on thick glasses as well. The aliens are named Gork and Magork. A reference to Gog and Magog? A biblical reference? Weird. Most tokusatsu fans will recognize Gog and Magog as the name of Escape's Guns and Go-Busters. The aliens here were played by twins Bruce and Seth Hall. Bruce Hall had a career in television, most notably as Reese Durkee in 351 episodes of the soap opera Passions. His brother Seth Hall has only a few credits, but his IMDb has a lot of trivia. One note is that he replaced his own brother on Passions when he left to be on another show. There's a few odd things in this episode. One is Flabber's hair. It's frizzier than usual. Maybe they were experimenting with different types of wigs. Another thing here that makes me wonder if this was possibly a pilot episode, or close to a pilot. After the kids go to Flabber, Joe says that their Beetle Bonders appeared without them having to blow for them. Way back in the second episode, Flabber tells the kids they have to whistle to summon their Beetle Bonders. That particular aspect was dropped and never came about again until now. The line goes by so quickly here, I never noticed it before. The monsters of Hillhurst get a lot of funny stuff to do, and that's always a good sign that the episode is going to be a good one. The Magnivores, surprisingly, don't summon any monsters out of the comics. They try to harass the aliens, then kidnap them, they call the jet fighters, and then retreat when the aliens flip the kidnapping idea on them. There's an odd recycled shot from the episode The Treasure of Hillhurst. Right before the Magnivores call the jet fighters, there's a slowed down shot of Noxic holding the treasure map. It's weird, there's plenty of shots of the Magnivores in front of Hillhurst, even in this episode. What was going on behind the scenes here? Non-monster aliens are a unique type of character in these old Saban shows. In Power Rangers, the examples that stand out best are Bukla and the Alien Rangers. Both are peaceful and don't understand everything about the strange new world they're on. VR Troopers had Eoj and Nikolot from the planet Saznak. They had similar outfits to Gwork and Magork here. Eoj and Nikolot were near emotionless, a trait not shared by their people. Masked Rider's entire premise is a friendly alien visiting Earth. Like the others, Dex didn't understand many customs that people on Earth would take for granted. Masked Rider also had LC, a little guy with the power to make things grow and shrink. Beetleborgs' premise is monsters coming out of comic books, as well as monsters that just already exist in the world. Aliens are pretty unlikely to show up often unless they're homages to classic movies like War of the Worlds or something. So, Beetleborgs is back on a streak of quality, and I'm hoping it sticks around. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
How do we look? Through these, they are called eyes.